Welcome to Covered in Pet Hair, a boozy show for pet lovers on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Isabel Alvarez-Arata, and today I have the pleasure of having a drink and a chat with a pet behavior and health expert that's going to help me check my holiday gift list and check it twice. Welcome back to Covered in Pet Hair. I'm your host, Isabel Alvarez-Rada, and today I have the pleasure of having a drink and a chat with a pet parent, a cat and dog trainer and behavior consultant. She's a published author, an entrepreneur. She's a tea drinker, a world traveler, originally from Newport News, Virginia, currently lives in Georgetown, Texas. She's wife to JR. She's dog mom to a dog named Kimberly, which I find hilarious. She's cat mom to Samantha, aka Sissy, Romeo, and Machida, who's named after an MMA fighter. I did my research. I Googled that one because I'd never heard a cat named Machida. All right. She also is very, very passionate about her dislike for aversive training techniques. She loves goat milk and essential oils for dogs. She is the host of the Pet Parenting Podcast and recently launched a holistic pet podcast by the name of the Pet Health Junkies podcast with one of my guests, Pam Roussel, who was on the show recently celebrating Halloween with me. She, my guest today, is helping me celebrate the holidays, as you can tell from the colorful set behind me. Her name is Jessica Fisher. Welcome, Jessica. It's so great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me, Isabel. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, I'm so happy to see you again. Like many of my guests this season, I met Jessica at Super Zoo. We hit it off. We talked about our passion for helping pet parents be better pet parents if they want to be, and thereby improving the lives of pets everywhere. So she and I are sharing a drink now like we did in Vegas. And before I get into her history, her story, and some gift ideas for your pets this holiday season, I want to introduce our drinking game. So today, anybody participating in our drinking game, anytime you hear this word, make sure you take a drink of whatever you're enjoying. My guest won't know it. I won't know it either. It's just a word that it's going to pop up. And every time you hear it, you take a drink of whatever you're enjoying. But please be over 21 in the U.S. to partake in an alcoholic beverage. Never drink and drive, and always drink responsibly. So what are you having, Jessica, today? I know you're feeling a little under the weather.
I am having hot tea, and it is cinnamon apple spice for the holiday.
Absolutely the flavors of the holiday, which is funny because I'm having a cinnamon paloma. Mine has tequila in it because I feel just fine. This is a typical paloma recipe, but with the typical recipe, I just put in a cinnamon simple syrup instead of regular simple syrup. And then I brimmed the glass with some decorative holiday sugar, actually, and I garnished it with a cinnamon stick. So cheers. Thank you for being on the show. I'm sorry you're feeling unwell, but I'm glad we got together.
Me too. Cheers.
I love a rim around a glass on my cocktail, but for this podcast, it doesn't always work well. So forgive me if I have sugar all over my face.
You're good.
So I always start this show with a game, and today is no exception. And of course, we're talking holiday gifts, and I celebrate Christmas. I'm not sure what you celebrate. Is it Christmas as well?
Christmas, yes.
Wonderful. But we all know that there are plenty of holidays around this time of year. Hanukkah includes a ton of gift giving. There are other religions that celebrate holidays with gifts. And every day, our pets become more important in our lives. So that's what we're going to focus on today with our first game that's actually about dogs. But don't worry, cat people. Y'all are coming up in the next part of the show. So the first game we're playing is Ruffmas. It's all about holiday gift ideas for dogs. This is a super easy game for you. I'm going to give you a holiday gift idea for dogs, and you're going to tell me if it's something you would want for your dog, Kimberly, or not so much. You'd pass.
Okay.
Or pass it on. Re-gift it if you were given this gift. This holiday
I hope I don't do too bad because I am so picky.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm asking, because you're a pet expert, and that's what we want to do here. We want to pick the brains of pet experts, and it's always fun to find out where people's limits lie. You know what I mean? So Here we go.
Okay.
The first one is matching hoodies for dog and owner?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, so there's a website, I can't remember what it's called, so just Google matching hoodies for dog and owner. They had like a tie-dye one, like a buffalo, like plaid one. It was so cute. And if I had a smaller dog or younger dogs, I might consider it too, but my old dogs want nothing to do with that. Next one, Pup Protector waterproof dog blanket, which retails for about $130 to $180.
I would want to know how it's waterproof. Like,
Mm.
that's I don't like chemicals in my house, so.
Very good, very good. Exactly, that's very good. And actually, I'm going to ask you more about your criteria for selecting gifts as we go on. Next one is a personalized Christmas dog bandana that looks like a Santa hat turned upside down with the pet's name embroidered on it.
Super cute. My dog much prefers to wear clothes than bandanas. She's just not a bandana girl.
All right, that's fair. She gets to decide what she wears. Her body, her choice, right? So Dash dog treat maker from Williams Sonoma. It's like a little waffle maker, but for dog treats.
Maybe. But I'm gonna go with no because I prefer single ingredient treats. So I don't know. What are we putting in these treats? Is it a lot of flour and junk they don't want?
Yes, exactly right. That's how I felt about it. I think it's such a great idea, but it really looked, I didn't really do much research, but it looked like a lot of flour-based treats would be made in there, like the biscuit type treats. And I'm with you. I love to take the opportunity to give organ meats when I'm treating my dogs. All right, so the next one is the Furbo Dog Camera and a dog nanny, that's what it's called, that treats your dog while you're away.
So I like it now. I didn't used to like it because I was like, what kind of treats am I going to put in here? Right? But green juju treats are like perfect size for that. So it could work.
So tell me about, as from a dog trainer's perspective, because I haven't ever used anything like this, but like, what does the dog think when a camera just throws treats at it?
I know. Well, every dog is different, right?
Okay.
So my dog, she would probably be like, ooh, yummy food, but kind of ignore whatever is going on, like somebody's talking to her. Or might even get kind of creeped out a little bit. But some dogs would be totally fine with it. They're like, oh, hey, more food, no big deal. Like, not pay much attention to it at all.
That's awesome. So does the Furbo dog camera like allow you to like give cues through the camera?
I think so. I think you can talk to your dog back and forth, I believe. So
yeah, I think so too. So then you would just be like, hey, maybe for like recall, it might be nice. Like having this like, come to you, to your voice.
Absolutely.
Like, it's a good opportunity for training. All right, so Yeti, you know, the brand of coolers and all that, they make pet bowls. How would you feel about those for the holidays?
I have not looked at them, but if they are U.S. food grade stainless, then totally fine. Yeah.
Awesome. How about some functional clothing, like boots for the snow, or like a warm thermal type thing for thinner dogs or shorter hair dogs?
Yeah, I think there can be a lot of uses for boots. For Kim, she's not really into the boots. I do buy her sweaters and jackets for the winter because it does get a little chilly here in Texas in the winter. And some dogs need it. Some dogs love wearing clothes. And, you know, if you're going to take your dog where it's sleeting and snowing all the time and you don't know what people are putting down on the street when you're walking, you want to protect their paws from chemicals and stuff. So there are a lot of practical applications.
Absolutely, I totally agree. How about a clinically proven orthopedic dog bed that I just interviewed or had on my show, Big Barker? Would you invest in a Big Barker bed for the holidays?
Yes, I absolutely would.
It's better than spending little bits of money here and there, which add up. You might as well get like the big bonus, like big, I guess the big, what is it? The big bonus item or like that key item that everybody's looking forward to, like the bike for the kid. This would be like an equivalent of a bike for a kid.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't have any of their beds. I have looked at their beds, but I am all for like splurging on the beds and have all of my beds are expensive.
Right, orthopedic, important part of buying a bed. For
Absolutely.
Of any age, right? For any age.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. All right, last one. Supplements and nutritional boosters, like high quality fish oil, probiotics, food toppers. How would you feel if I gifted something like that to you and to Kim or the kitties?
I am the kind of person that is going to be so thankful to you and then come home and say, what is wrong with her? Because I, again, am just very, very particular. Now, if you know me really, really well and you know what I buy for my pets and that's what you're buying, perfect, wonderful, I love it. And I don't know if you've had Dr. Odette Suter on. I don't think you have.
No, but I've met her.
Yes.
I know who you're talking about.
I have totally kind of changed my mind a little bit on probiotics after talking to her. So
yeah, she's the fecal transplant expert for sure.
Yes. Absolutely. So there are definitely some really, really great ones out there, and there are a lot of not so good ones out there. So be very particular if you buy something like that for someone.
Yes, exactly. I think that that's a really great place for people like you and me who are kind of more in sync with what's really high end and high quality and things that pets need and what to look for. But like the average pet parent may not know what the difference between this fish oil and that fish oil might be. So they might not be making the best choice. So it might not be the best gift. So in that case, maybe it's better to buy something else, maybe a gift card to a website that specializes in these things.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Or stick with things that you know they'll use, like accessories or single ingredient treats. Or
single ingredient treats are always a good idea. Freeze dried, like, organ meats. They sell them everywhere. They're super mainstream now, and they're like always a good idea.
Absolutely.
All right. So how long have you been in the pet industry, and what inspired you to join us crazy pet lovers over here?
Oh boy. You know what? I have wanted to work with pets my whole life. And for a while, I thought I wanted to be a veterinarian, and then it just didn't happen, life. And so really, truly, I got started back in, oh my goodness, I was 26. So 14 years ago, I started doing TNR, which is trap, neuter, return, and with a local rescue. And it's just kind of snowballed ever since then.
That is awesome. I know you specialize, like me, in dogs and cats. And when you and I met, you told me that your husband's allergic to cats. And you had to get creative when you guys moved in together about how many cats did you have at the time?
At the time, I had 8.
So tell me, how did you make it work with an allergic spouse and 8 beloved cats that weren't going to go anywhere?
I know, it was crazy. We basically completely redid the garage and proofed it from the elements and added AC and heat and tons and tons of cat trees, windows that could open with screens. And so we just completely redid the garage. And that was actually when we moved into this house now that we were able to build and customize. That was a qualification. We bought this house without even seeing like a model, but we knew it had 2 separate garages. One of them has a wall of windows, and we completely customized it for the cats.
That is amazing. What lucky cats. That's such a good idea. Obviously, it was possible for you to do it. I'm so happy to hear that worked out. I met your husband at Super Zoo. He's a great guy, and I'm so happy that you guys were able to get creative because it's so hard when you love both parties, right?
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, there was 0 chance that my cats were going anywhere.
I hear that for sure. Okay, so back to gift giving. When you look at something and you're potentially thinking about either gifting it to your pet or a fellow pet lover, what is your criteria? Do you have some top things you look for?
Yeah, I always prefer if it's made in the US. That's not always going to be possible. So
Right.
I really want to look at the quality of the item, especially, I would really love more, organic cottons and it just as natural as I can get with any and everything I buy. And I can't tell you how many things I pick up that I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so cute,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no way I'm buying it
Right.
and
Right. Right.
putting
Right.
it in my home with my pets. So I do a lot of research, obs, right? So do you. And I'm very particular. I try a lot of things. Since I started the podcast, reach out to a lot of people who I know are involved or own companies,
Yes.
and I'm like, hey, I have this question, or and this is not something that is special to me, right? Any consumer has the ability to contact a company and ask questions, and I get my questions answered. If I'm not comfortable with the answers, then I don't buy it. And if I am, then I promote the heck out of it because, small businesses, we need to support each other.
Yeah, and also when you find something that works that you've done your due diligence to uncover, and it's something that you're comfortable promoting, then it's really exciting to promote it because you're like, stop buying the stuff with the fillers, stop buying the stuff that's making your pet sick. This is a great option for whatever problem you're trying to solve or whatever illness you're trying to prevent or whatever the case may be.
So true. And it, like you just said, there are even things that we put medications into our pets that they're not good.
Right.
The side effects way outweigh, and that's a personal decision, but of course, you need to know the risk versus reward of anything. But being able to help people just trigger in their brain, like, oh, there are these questions that I should be asking, is so important.
It is. As a parent, I know that people have no idea the chemicals that we put in like kids' pajamas, and there's regulation in the kid products industry, but there is no regulation in most pet products, except for, of course, pharmaceuticals. But pharmaceuticals affect every individual differently. So it's not like just because it's FDA approved, it's going to be safe for every single animal, no matter their size, no matter their breed, no matter their history, right? So we have to do a little digging, and it's great that you're joining me today because when we come back from these messages from our sponsors, I want to ask you about cat-specific products so that our cat lovers get some love, because I love cat products. I think cat play is so important. Cats don't get enough love. So let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Jessica Fisher of the Pet Parenting Reset. Welcome back to Covered in Pet Hair. I'm your host, Isabel Alvarez, and I am here with the host of the Pet Parenting Reset podcast and the Pet Health Junkies podcast, Jessica Fisher. She is an expert on all things pet behavior and health because she's a passionate dog mom and cat mom who can't get enough of researching everything she brings into her home and shares with her pets. And we can all learn a little something from her. So I am going to play a second game with her today, and it's all about cats and holiday gifts that she may or may not recommend. And this game is called Catidays, like holidays, but just about cats, because that's the way cats like it. They like it to be all about them. So first one, here we go. Laser pointers.
No.
You're not a fan of laser pointers.
I'm not a fan of laser pointers. Most people use them the wrong way. And your cat, while they love chasing that little red dot, they need to be able to catch something at the end to really to get the gratification out of it and not become frustrated. So it really creates a lot of frustration with our cat.
Agreed. If you watched my interview with the two crazy cat ladies, we talked about it from a very funny perspective. So I'll put the link over here if you want to check out that interview or that clip of that part of our conversation, because it had me rolling. So the second one I have for you is a self-propelled USB charged mouse.
Yeah, I think that could work. I always prefer toys that you interact with your pets, but I think there are times where we need to have things on hand that, we just need 5 minutes. Like, give me a minute. let me get my stuff in the door, let me get settled or
Yes.
get dinner prepared, whatever it is. So that could totally work.
Yes, and in that case, they'll be able to catch it, right? So
Yeah.
if it's self-propelled, the cat will catch it. It's there. The cat gets its reward, which is catching its prey. And it seems like a really good idea. That was actually something that I wrote an article for one of the magazines that I write for. And I asked a few of my cat expert friends, and that suggestion was given to me by Rita Ramers of the Cat Behavior Alliance. And she is a big fan of engaging and enriching cats' lives, but like you said, kind of making it somewhat easier for the pet parent, more sustainable for the pet parent.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. This one's really cool, and I wish I had a picture to show you, but it's called a cat egg bed, and it's the shape of an egg, and it's lined with like a natural, eco-friendly fabric on the inside, and it's open, like if you were to like take the top off an egg. What do you think?
Okay, so it's not like enclosed.
It is not enclosed. It's kind of like circular, and then like the tip on the side has cut off. And it, just so you know, it does retail for $90.
Yeah, I think for sure, especially the eco-friendly lining.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. In any cute bed, like, why not, right?
Yes.
But the only thing I notice with a lot of cat objects, whether it is a bed or a litter box, whatever it is, are way too small for our cats. So a lot of times I pass on the really cutesy beds because they're just too small. So if it's a good size, then yeah, absolutely.
That is a great tip. Litter boxes, if your cat's not using it, if it's covered, they may just not like the box. So just keep that in mind.
Absolutely.
For sure. All right. An exercise wheel that resembles like the wheel a hamster would run around on.
Yeah, I have seen so many people use those, and I'm so jealous. They look awesome.
Does a cat get tired of going around in circles? So I liken it to me in spin class, where I'm on the bike and I'm not going anywhere, and I get really annoyed and bored and frustrated. Does that happen with cats at all?
It can, yeah. I mean, it's not something to sit there and your cat's just going to jump on and jump off whenever they're like, I want to exercise. No, that's not going to happen, right? Like you're going to have to train them to use it using rewards, and they can enjoy it for short periods of time, but generally you're going to have some sort of reward, something they're trying to get at, and be involved with them. And no, they're not going to sit there for an hour on it, of course. But
like an hour, like me at spin class, right? Exactly.
Right.
There's no cocktail at the end, like nothing good happens at the end, so nothing motivates me to go to spin class. But I guess if you are training them, they have a positive association. It helps them get a little exercise. It sounds like a win-win.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, nothing can replace supervised outdoor time, but so many of us don't do that with our cats, and that, it can absolutely be a great way to add enrichment and exercise.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. A new carrier, backpack, or stroller for a cat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm that crazy person that will put my pets in a stroller and walk down the street. They need fresh air. And I would, in the backyard, my backyard is fenced. My cats, I would prefer to have some of them on a leash. Some of them, I know, your pet's best, right? Like some of them I can just let them walk around, but their feet need to touch the grass and the dirt and ground just like we do. And so getting them out in the fresh air, if you need a stroller to do that, then by all means do it. Especially with elderly.
Yes, I used to think that like strollers were like a little extra, and like baby wearers for pets were a little extra. And I'm like, now that I have older pets of my own, and now that I have interviewed so many people, I see so many uses of them that at face value we don't think about. So I definitely think like a puppy who hasn't received enough of their vaccinations, but you need to socialize them, take them out to hear loud noises and get used to things. A stroller is a really safe place to do that. An elderly pet that has lost, control of their hindquarters, but is still living a happy life, can be taken on a wagon or a stroller or a backpack. So yeah, the more I the more I interview people and hear their stories, the more I'm like, okay, this isn't for crazy pet people. This is just like where we're headed because we are trying to meet our pets' needs, right?
Absolutely. And yeah, I like the point about socialization in a puppy. You don't always have to get your dog, around other dogs for socialization, but you do need to get them used to noises and different touches. And I mean, get them into the veterinarian's office just to have them give your dog a treat or, whatever. There's so many things. Get them used to the clippers. Like, that's real socialization.
Absolutely. And it will pay dividends in it later in life for sure. Okay, this one I had to do because this is a boozy show for pet lovers. Meowsling is Riesling for cats. It's a lickable treat in like a little bottle. What are your thoughts?
Oh boy, I don't know what the ingredients are, but I suppose if it's just once a year, it can't be that bad.
I did not look at the ingredients because I didn't want this to be a conversation about ingredients. I wanted to keep it about gifts, but I agree with you. Like, whenever I see these funky little like beer or wine for pets, I'm like, is it all sugar? Because like that's the last. I mean, it's the last thing we need.
Yeah,
and that's what alcoholic beverages are. So like, I'm sure our pets don't need that.
Yeah, I can't imagine it would be sugar for cats because they don't taste.
They don't
sweet.
really taste sugar. That's right.
But it's got to be something that. I mean, if it were just like a catnip tea,
fish oil, or
catnip
tea, okay.
I don't want it dyed. So maybe if Riesling is a white wine, right? Yeah. Okay, so it could be like a catnip tea. That would be totally fine.
That would be cute. Yeah, like an herbal something, like even chamomile or something like that. Okay, that makes sense. I'd have to go back and look at the ingredients. All right, next one: a cat box, cardboard cat enclosure with a scratch pad in it.
Yeah, those are really cute. Most of them that I've seen at least have multiple, entrances, exits. So yeah, they're super cute, and they give your cat an extra surface to scratch as long as it's big. Again, everything for cats is made so small. If they're too small, your cat's not going to use it.
Exactly.
But yeah, if it's big enough, then yeah, absolutely. It's cute. Those are more for us, right?
Yes, exactly. It looks like a gingerbread house or whatever. But don't force your cats to get in it. Just open it up, maybe put a treat inside, let them explore it. The worst thing we can do is like grab our cats and like shove them in a place, which we all have been guilty of at some point in our journey. But we are telling you that is not the best way.
Do not. Absolutely. Under no circumstances.
Exactly right. Okay, so this is an interesting one. A scratch tower, right? Think of like a not quite a cat tree, but a scratch tower that has like these built-in wand toys. So the cat is playing with the wand without human interaction.
Yeah, there's totally room for that too. The wand toys, that is giving them something to something to attach onto. The only thing with that is that, if you can't remove them, that can be a problem because you want to rotate. This is true with your dogs too, right? Like you want to rotate their toys and because it becomes really, really boring. If you think about like visual clutter in your house, you overlook everything at some point because it's just so it's always there. So rotating the toys is so important. So if it can be detached and you can take it away for a week and then give it back to them, then absolutely, that's great.
I love that idea of not just replacing it, but just removing it and bringing it back. Easy as pie. And so when it comes to cats, and we know that they're kind of picky about their treats, what do you default to with cats?
I just default to the single ingredient, freeze-dried or dehydrated, whatever I buy my dogs. And it is really interesting because I just had this conversation with somebody the other day because if you pick up the same treat, there's one company in particular that is really, really bad about this. It's the same exact treat in the dog bag and the cat bag. The cat bag, you get fewer ounces and you pay more. So I always buy the dog because it's the exact same thing.
Wow.
And it's a single ingredient treat and you can't go wrong with it. It's, organ meat or chicken breast or some sort of minnow or anchovy, whatever it is, it's totally fine for your cat to have it, as long as you don't have any medical issues that you're looking to avoid certain things. But
Right.
is totally, that's my go-to. That's what my cats get. I do cut up chicken hearts for them because they'll swallow them whole and get stuck in their throat. But
Got it.
I'm just, yeah, single ingredient treats all around for everybody.
All around for everybody. Okay, perfect. So now I need to know your thoughts on a couple of very popular pet products that are pushed this time of year. So the first one is a pet advent calendar. And I had already prepared this question for you before I saw your video today.
Say, most of them, no. But the one I bought, yes.
Tell me about the one you bought.
So the one I bought is from a company called Forever Love Club. And Susanna she's a one-woman show over there, which I love supporting small women-owned businesses anytime I can. And she is sourcing organ meats and fish, everything she can from regenerative agriculture farms. She's very eco-friendly, so all of her packaging is recyclable. And I don't even think it's plastic. I think it's some other form of like close to plastic.
Got it.
And I'd have to look at exactly what it is. But yeah, I got the advent calendar from her, which was a limited run. And I'm just hoping that she, like, every year from now on is going to sell like refills for it, because super cute. And it's all single ingredient. There's like bison tongue and beef liver, whiting fillets, flounder. So it's all awesome stuff. And then there are chews, like I think she has like a flounder skin or chicken feet, and it's all just dehydrated. And
nice.
So I know I'm giving my dog something that's good for her.
Absolutely. And it's a true treat. Like, yes. It's really a treat, because I think a lot of these things we buy, and I'm a big fan of Costco. I love Costco. They have awesome stuff, but I see their advent calendar every year, and it just, for those of us that are kind of concerned about our pets' inflammation, for example, I have senior pets, very senior. One of is geriatric. Yeah. I don't need him to get stuff that's going to make him feel worse. It's going to give him lower energy. That's going to make him feel just more lethargic. So I need to make sure that what I'm giving him, especially with all the money I'm spending on supplementation, is not going to like undo the stuff we're doing for him. So I totally agree. It's all about what's in the advent calendar.
Yes, look at the ingredients.
Meanwhile, I'm about to like set up my kids' advent calendar with the leftover Halloween candy. So clearly the standards are different for humans and pets in this house, but what can you do? All
Same here.
Next one is pet subscription boxes. What are your thoughts?
It depends on what it is. I have tried numerous boxes and I have canceled them all. But, if you find something that your dog really loves or your cat really loves, go for it. Now, do I think they're all going to be perfect in everything they give you in those boxes? No. You're going to have to go through and decide what you are willing and aren't willing to give your pet, but give them a try if you want. I personally have canceled them all.
That's so funny. I have tried only one in my time, and it's the same as with human subscription boxes, like makeup ones. Like, I like makeup. I like discovering new products, but like it didn't always, like, it wasn't what I needed. Then I ended up with a surplus of stuff I didn't really need. So in the effort to save some money, I always canceled mine too. So I hear that so much, but it might be a cool gift for somebody. Like, say your child just, lives independently and just got a pet, maybe something like that would be a good idea. How about for you specifically, what are you going to give your pets this holiday season? Like, do you give gifts, and what do you give?
I do. I have already shopped for Kim, and I have a bunch of stuff in my cart for the cats. So Kim is I have gone through so many sites looking for different sweaters, vests, jackets, and stuff for her. And I don't love collars. I always recommend harnesses. So I need something that I can attach the leash to the harness with her jacket on. So I have found one company that I like. that they make all of their jackets and stuff with a little zipper in the back so you can get to the harness. So I've got her a couple of those on the way. What else did I get her? I bought her, I bought her some new salmon oil.
There you go.
And the advent calendar we were just talking about, I got her that. And I feel like I bought her something else because my Black Friday shopping was all about the pets. I'm like stocking up on things that I use regularly. And then any deals on things I wanted to buy them for Christmas. And the cats get mostly like catnip toys. I'm very particular about the catnip that I give my cats. I used to love West Paws catnip, and they stopped making it years ago. When they were said, hey, we're going to stop making it, I bought a crap ton of it. And I still have some, but Yow. I'm going to say that wrong. Yow. It makes excellent catnip toys. So this is usually the time of year that I replace all of their catnip toys. So I have a bunch of those that I'm bringing in for the cats. And then I usually give them a special meal. I don't feed my cats tuna very often. So Christmas, they'll get some tuna.
Nice. I love tuna. So I hear that. All right. So what is the best gift you have ever received that is pet related? Do you remember?
Oh man. I actually was gifted a stroller a number of years ago for my dog. So that's probably at the top of the list. I always put pet stuff on my wish list, and people are like, that's not for you, that's for the pets. And I'm like, yeah, but I want it.
Right. And actually, I was actually wondering if you're the kind of person that a gift for your pet is a gift for you. For me, one of the best gifts I've ever gotten for my pets for me was my mother-in-law years ago, maybe 5 years ago, sent us a collar for every pet. It's a holiday collar. Titans has a bow tie on it. And I put it on him yesterday for, the fifth time or sixth time, however long ago we got these. And I wasn't sure when I put them away last year if he would be here to wear it. And the fact that I was able to put it on him, he's still here. He feels so fancy because I'm squealing over how cute he looks in it. It's the best gift anybody has given me, but it has nothing to do with me.
Right. I saw your post and I was like, oh my goodness. Because I'm so following along with Titan right now.
Yes, thank you. But yeah, it's nice to get a gift from others for our pets instead of for us. I feel like it says, I get how much you love your pet.
Exactly. 100%. Because I don't know what I would do without it.
Exactly.
And that's where literally all of my money goes. So help a girl out.
Exactly. Give us Amazon or gift cards to shops we, shop from all the time. I don't know, where do you do most of your shopping? Do you shop from the retailers like Amazon and Chewy and PetSmart, or are you usually supporting really small businesses that do business to consumer directly?
Yeah, I try to limit what I get from Amazon and Chewy. I have not found a way to completely eliminate them, especially with cat litter. But for the most part, all the food, I get the treats mostly from Forever Love Club. So that is, an online store, but it's, a small women-owned business. And then there's a shop in town called Pupology. So Janet owns, and she's the third person on the Pet Health Junkies podcast. So I try to get as much as I can through her. Anything she has the ability to order for me, I get her to order for me because, why not?
Right, exactly. Support small business always, especially around the holidays when they're working so hard and don't have the resources that are huge, conglomerate retailers have. So tell us, how can my audience learn more about you and all that you offer? And do you have any gift ideas from your repertoire?
Yes. So anybody that has a dog, first of all, I am a firm believer in positive reinforcement training. You mentioned that at the beginning. And I just think every dog needs some level of training. I'm not the kind of person that I don't want a dog to be a robot, but I need my dog to come when I call them, right? And positive reinforcement training is also a bonding experience between you and your dog. So I think that aspect of it is probably one of the most important things. And while I can't get to everyone's home in the United States,
Yes.
I have created an online course that is comprised of loads of videos, most of which are me instructing people in their homes with their dogs so you can see how I'm doing it. And so that is available. If you think anybody in your life could use that, that would be a great gift idea. It's online and, you know, it's really easy to gift.
Yeah,
you don't have to wrap.
You don't have to wrap it. And I think that especially for newer pet parents, like they're obsessed with their pet. They just got their pet, especially a dog. If it's a puppy, they are so overwhelmed that something like that would be truly invaluable. When it comes down to like the resource you're giving them, the education you're giving them, it's the gift that keeps on giving rather than maybe like some silly, like, you know, novelty item that the pet will destroy in 5 seconds.
Yeah. And it really is going to be that gift, like you said, that keeps on giving forever throughout your dog's life, because not only the way I have it broken down, you can just go through all the beginner stuff, right? And do sit, stay, come, you know, all the beginner stuff. Or you can go through, and if you have like issues you're dealing with your dog with reactivity or food aggression or jumping, whatever it is, you can go through and see those. And then my favorite part is all of the information on health and nutrition, because there is such a connection between the health of our pet and how they behave. And I think that is something that most trainers completely overlook. And I can't overlook it.
Now, you are coming from a holistic point of view where you integrate the behavior and the health so that you can get the best results, which, I mean, as a human parent, again, it's the same thing. Like if your kid feels awful and they're reacting to some kind of food that they're getting, they have an allergy, whatever, they're not going to be as quick to oblige when you ask them to, you know, get up in the morning, right? This is how we all operate. Pets are no different. So tell us what website we can find all of your stuff and where we can find you on social media.
If you want to get the online dog training, go to thefurryfamilycoach.com. That's the best place to get it. You're going to get the best price there. And all you have to do to gift it to somebody is put in their email address.
Perfect.
And then they get it. If you want to listen to the podcast, that's on Apple, but you can also go to thepetparentingreset.com because I do have some freebies there for you as well.
Awesome.
And then, you know, Pet Health Junkies is coming up.
It's new and it is going to teach us all sorts of things. You got a great team there. I can't wait to listen in. And you are on social as the Pet Parenting Reset everywhere?
Am I? Yes, I think I am. Yes, I am.
We will put all of her links in the show notes and in the video description so that you can go follow her as well. I want to propose a toast to you for taking the time to celebrate the holidays with me. Cheers.
Thank you.
It's so good to see you again.
You too. You're so beautiful. Thank you.
Likewise. I also want to propose a toast to my executive producer, Mark Winter. Cheers, Mark. Happy holidays. And to our audience for joining us. Thank you for spending 2022 with me and my amazing guests. I can't wait to bring you more stuff in the new year. Cheers and happy holidays. To learn more about Covered in Pet Hair, please visit coveredinpethair.com or petliferadio.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next year.